What is going on, everybody? And in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Obery Omnis EGT, which is going to be a fully electric vehicle added in the recent update. Now, this car is obviously going to be heavily based on the Audi e-Tron GT there, which it does look pretty dang close to it. I do think Rockstar did a really good job with this vehicle as well. Now, I do want to mention, by the way, my car is already customized here because it did not like how the audio came out before. But anyway, guys, let's go customize the new Obery Omnis here because I want to show you exactly what I did to this car to make it look just like this. I'm going to go with the painted one, secondary there. We're going to have the carbon. Also, is anybody else lagging really hard after this update? Like, my goodness, I feel like GTA is lagging all over the place, but nonetheless, let's see what the other ones are. That is a little insane. My goodness, look at that. Paints that one. That one goes carbon. Also lags a little bit too much there on some of the parts, but I'm going to end up leaving the regular one here. Moving over to the rear bumpers now. We have the painted diffuser, the stock one. We'll go with a carbon one on this. The big diffuser back there. I don't really like how that looks. I don't know. Then again, I'm not a big fan of the e-Tron in real life anyway, so that might be part of the reason. Then moving over to the engine, let's max that out. Here's the fenders. Oh, it adds the little vents there, which I'll probably leave those off as well. You know, the carbon one does honestly look pretty nice on there. The car is electric, so I really don't know, like, maybe trying to help with some airflow to the vehicle, I guess. We're going to do the grille. Then we'll have the secondary grille there. And then finally the carbon one, which honestly the carbon actually looks pretty dang good on there. I'll go with that one. Moving over to the hoods, we have the secondary hood there. Then we'll have the carbon one, which also looks pretty dang nice on the car for some weird reason. Move over to the horns there, don't matter. We have the lights. Oh, so here's the livery. So there's 16 for this thing? Wow, okay. So that's the black stripes there. That actually looks kind of cool on there as well. Goes over to the other side all the way in the back. Got the white stripes. Now, I have to admit, the liveries on this car really do not look all that bad. I just personally don't think I will be using any of these on there. But here's Safari Time, which looks pretty interesting. Then we have Go Green, which is insane looking. The next one after that. I do think Rockstar does a good job with the liveries, but I just feel like I don't really need to use a lot of these on my vehicle. But I'm glad they do have the option for these. Some of them do look pretty cool. Like, that is pretty awesome looking. Wow, look at the design of those. And there's the final one there all the way at the bottom. Moving over to the plates there, don't really matter. So respray for me, I'm going to end up going with a white color on this car here. With a black pearlescent. Secondary color, I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go black as well. Going to head up all the way this way. I think the mirrors and all that black on the car I think would look pretty cool. Thank you, I think I do too. Then we're going to have the secondary roof there. There's a carbon roof. Which I kind of want that on there to match the front of the bumper with the carbon over there. We'll have the vortex. Looks like a carbon one there. Primary roof box. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I kind of do want to have that on there. Now, I actually thought about doing a crazy setup on this vehicle. Let me know what you guys think about in the comments below with this, because this might be the weirdest Audi you guys have probably ever seen. But that's the secondary one after that, which I kind of like the black one up there. So I'm going to go with the secondary roof box. And then here are the skirts. So it looks like the wingless one's only going to be that little piece in the back there, which actually doesn't look that bad on the car, surprisingly. That adds the whole piece. That adds canyards as well. My goodness, look at that. I really don't think those are needed on this thing. Then we're going to move over to the spoilers here, which I will most likely go with the roof spoiler because I do feel like that fits the car the best compared to the other ones. Although these really do not look all that bad on the car. I'm just not really feeling these all that much. You know, it doesn't really fit the car. That one's not too bad, I guess. I just feel like you're really not going to put a wing like that on a sedan like this. At least I don't think so. Unless it's like a legit race car or something like that. Then moving over to the suspension here. Now I'm going to go with the sport one on there. Actually, for what I'm trying to do with this vehicle, I'm just going to go with the lowered one. You guys will probably get a really funny laugh out of what I'm going to do to this car. So I'm going to head over to the off-road tires here. Might be one of the weirdest looking cars you probably will ever see. Go with these there. Color the rims black. Do the tire enhancements. Design. I'm not really sure what I was aiming with this car, but I want to do something completely different. And when will you ever actually see an e-Tron GT look like this? I mean, my goodness, those off-road tires do not even look that bad. I have the box on top there, but besides that, guys, there's really not much of anything else that can be done to the vehicle. So let's go do an outside look of the Obery Omnis here. Then I do want to take this thing on a test drive, and I might even off-road it a little bit to really see how it might do on a mountain, because you know it is electric, so it should be able to climb really well. And then finally, we will take this thing on a top speed run to really see what it might be able to get to, but it will most likely be kind of low compared to some of the other vehicles. So now taking an outside look at the Obery Omnis here. Now I'm not gonna lie, I think this car does look pretty dang awesome with this off-road look to it. I mean, I don't know what it is, but the aggressive look of the front here does look really good as well. Plus those off-road tires for some weird reason actually fit the car really nicely. Then we have that dope box on the top there. But why don't we open this thing up now? Okay, so the back does open up there. Then we're gonna have the front here. And the whole thing's open there. Then we have the little back end open up as well. So I think the car does have a good amount of detail to it. Obviously, there's no engine because it's going to be electric there. But I do think this car does look pretty awesome. Now, the big question is it going to be worth the price that it actually is? Which I think a lot of players are probably going to end up avoiding this vehicle. I myself probably wouldn't actually buy this car if I was just, wanting it. Even though it does look pretty awesome, I probably wouldn't actually buy this thing. But let's take a look at the interior. So it's going to look pretty similar to the other cars in the game as well. At least it's kind of detailed and not like super terrible looking. The middle part of the digital part does not work on the car there, it looks like. Just the little handbrake there doesn't have the speed like some of the other cars do, which is kind of unfortunate. So somehow I think I did a really good job with the vehicle's look. I mean, I don't know what it is, but the off-road tires on there look pretty awesome. I think I made this car going like off-road up a mountain or something like that for some odd reason. But let's go over to that way now. I might try to climb the mountain by Vinewood. So the speed of the car actually feels really good. Electric cars normally launch really well. Let's see. This is going to be all-wheel drive. And I slammed right into that car there because I cannot drive. So I would say the acceleration might not be as good as some of the other vehicles. That's probably because this is going to be a sports car. I would say this compared to like the Fister Neon, whatever that car is called, I feel like it might be a little bit slower than that. Probably because that is going to be a supercar. I'm going to fly up this dirt road here with this vehicle now. It's handling pretty good off-road. I have like off-road tires on it too, and it's doing pretty good even though I know the tires don't really affect the vehicle in any way like that. Wow, it's actually kind of entertaining off-roading this thing. What the? Wow. Doing better than I thought. So I'm hauling right now. Oh my. Alright. I'm gonna try to fix that. I'm gonna try to go right up the mountain too with it, which I would say it should be able to do that with the torque that it has. Let's go try to find one of those mountains. So I figured I would come to the bottom of the Vinewood Mountain here and basically just climb up that with the new Omnis because I feel like this is probably the best place to do it. Now, I do want to mention, by the way, guys, excuse the damage I have on the front of my vehicle because I did end up driving off the mountain from the trail that was over there. But nonetheless, I'm kind of surprised how good this vehicle actually handles off-road. Now, let's go fly up the mountain right now. So let's launch it. I have instant torque there because it's electric. So from what I can see, the car really isn't struggling in any way possible. Look at that, flying right up the mountain. And I also did notice, by the way, that the dash does actually work on the vehicle, but it was kind of dark to see before. Now let's go do a top speed run to really see what this car can get to, even though a lot of the electric cars in this game really do not have an insanely high top speed, but are more fun to just drive around and going really fast for acceleration and all that. So I'm going to fly over this mountain here, because why not? Look at that, flying down the mountain. Oh, brakes seem pretty good as well going down the mountain. Okay, I'm taking this car in places it does not belong. Woo! Look at the brakes, are actually pretty good. Fly down this way. Now let's see what this car can really get to on flat ground. So I'm now sitting by the tunnel over here in San Andreas because I feel like this is probably the best place to really test out a vehicle's top speed on this game because there's no like weird hills or anything like that. Now on my way over here on the highway, I was managing around 112 to like 118 miles an hour, kind of depending on where I was on the highway on the way over here, which I thought was pretty dang good. But besides that, let's go see what the car can do on flat ground over by this tunnel. Now one thing I do have to admit, for almost $1.8 million, this car is really not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm not really a huge fan of the electric cars on GTA, even though they're really entertaining to drive and like go insanely fast, but this car is really not all that bad. Now, if you want something a little bit faster, you might want to invest in like the Cyclone or something like that, or the Neon. Those cars will most likely be quicker because they are in the super class, I believe. This is going to be a sports car, but it can still do about 115 or so. Like, for example, I'm doing 117 there, 115. I'm also really glad the dash works. When I saw that earlier, I was kind of confused because I literally couldn't see it, but luckily it does work there. And I was noticing on a lot of the roads as well, the car was averaging about 112 to 114 miles an hour, which is still pretty dang fast for the most part with this vehicle. You also get that really good acceleration. So I would recommend taking a look at the Obery Omnis if you guys want something different. This car is honestly pretty dang cool, and for some weird reason I went with like an off-road setup on here, but surprisingly it does look really dang good on this vehicle. Anyway guys, that'll pretty much do it. Thank you all so much for watching, and let me know what your thoughts are on the Obery Omnis in the comments below.